The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Mr. Huffman, for yielding. And I want to congratulate the committee and Chairman Doc Hastings on bringing this bill to the floor. I was instrumental in creating the National Coastal Monument along the California coastline, and it had to be done by executive order because we couldn't get the bills out of committee. And I just really appreciate the fact that the committee is concentrating on this, because a lot of these things that people kind of argue against don't realize what the positive unintended consequences are. And what this bill does is it really talks about management of land. And as the chairman pointed out, the substance of the bill allows the private enterprise, the agriculture, to continue and to have it in a way that's going to be cost-effective management. This is a win-win for the private sector and for the public sector. In many cases, the Bureau of Land Management is a very effective land manager. It essentially is, in the West, has a lot of the land that actually was never picked up by Forest Service. When you think of Forest Service, you think of timbering or mining and those kinds of things, or land that qualified for the National Park System. It was kind of the leftover lands of the westward expansion. And they have a lot of land management responsibility and know-how. And California coastline is the #1 attraction and the #1 engine. It's the engine of California. Is really most of the cities and stuff are all along the coast. So anytime you add to ability to expand access, and we sometimes forget in Congress that the #1 activity of interest in this country is watchable wildlife. More people watch wildlife, whether it's in the movies or channels or buy gear to go out, than watch all the national sports. It's huge business, and it's jobs. And in the rural area, this is key to job development. And since we've created the National Coastal Monument, we've had little towns and counties in the rural area that have been identifying the rocks, all of whom have historical names from families or shipwrecks and things that on. And now it gives some attraction to it, some historical attraction, which people love to learn about. It's been a great educational tool to teach us about this 1,100-mile coastline of California, inch by inch. And this addition is just going to be able to build more opportunity for job creation as people want to hire people to give them access, want to buy pictures, want to buy books, want to buy art that's made from it. And so I really commend the committee on realizing that these things are responsible job development jobs, not just government ownership of land. And, you know, when you say, well, it's taking it off the private tax rolls, remember there was a private interest that wanted to give it to and sell it to the national, to a public system. And those lands will pay taxes in lieu of property taxes, PILT taxes. It will continue the economy of the area. But for the local areas, this is pretty rural California, really rural, this will just be a huge economic boon to them. So I compliment Mr. Huffman. This is the first bill he's brought to the floor. Hope he brings very more. He's a very able member of Congress and proved a great member of the California State Legislature. And Mr. Hastings, thank you for providing the leadership to get these bills to the floor so that we could have an opportunity to vote on them. Thank you very much, and urge an aye vote.
I thank the